Well, props to the Pokemon anime. They made an episode that I dislike even more than anything that could ever fucking exist. Like, I have to give credit, at least Ash versus Steven wasn't this much fucking bullshit. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am not in a good mood right now. I just basically got finished watching the latest episode of the Pokemon Journeys anime. You know, Leon versus Diantha. You know that episode? Oh my god, I honestly I I I oh my god. This was the worst episode of Journeys in my opinion. Whatever problem that I may have had in any other episode does not compare to the massive garbage that was this particular episode. Like like the only good aspect of this entire episode was Cynthia's backstory with Gibble and the connection to Ash's Lucario. How Cynthia hatched Gibble from an egg and it became a Garchomp. And then, of course, they talked about Ash and Lucario and how it was raised from the egg and they had this really great bond. That was really the only good thing about this episode. Other than Diantha managed to take out two of Leon's Pokemon. Yeah, two. That's not really good, but it's one more than Alon, I guess. I hate Leon. I don't think I've ever hated a character more than Leon's character. And I'm not saying necessarily that his general character is bad or anything like that, but the presentation of his character was absolute garbage. Like, I don't think you understand. For me, I'm not as mad as other people who may be mad about this episode because of a girl getting lost and everything like that. Because even if this episode revolved around completely just a Leon versus Diantha, I still would be as pissed as I am right now about this absolute dumpster fire of an episode, and because of the way that Leon has been portrayed, like, I don't get what the fuck is going on with the writers' brains or the people who write the show. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. You could be the strongest, most overpowered character, but you could at least make it so that it's at least believable that they could win, that they just don't have their wins handed to them on a silver platter. I honestly think that no matter what character you may have brought this up to, Leon is some sort of Mary Sue, Gary Stu character. This episode epitomized that 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 trope. Absolutely and completely and utterly. I I don't understand how we're supposed to believe that Ash has any chance at beating Alon. I don't think Ash even deserves some sort of tying at this point. If Diantha sucked this badly, I can't imagine how Cynthia would even compete with with Leon. And here's the thing. If Leon if Alon and Diantha are that bad of trainers, even though Diantha is the champion of the Kalos region, why are they in Masters 8? That is the thing that is always going to bother me. Because when it was Lance versus Leon, Lance did pretty well, and Leon struggled. Leon struggled even more when it was against Raihan, even though he had like the type advantage a little bit, and 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 Leon still came out on top, but at least he struggled. I don't understand. I absolutely cannot possibly understand why they decided that Leon struggling was not acceptable at any point in time. Like, I don't understand why it couldn't have gone down to the wire. Because if Diantha had knocked out most of Leon's Pokemon and it was just Mega Gardevoir versus Charizard, with Charizard winning as per fucking usual, because that's what we fucking expect at this particular point, why in the hell can we not see that? Why the hell do we have to have Leon being so overwhelming powerful? This is why I hate Leon in general. Like, I don't necessarily think his characteristics, his personality, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that aspect of Leon's character, but Leon being unbeatable, the way that he's portrayed, is the absolute garbage. And I know that the anime cannot take completely at fault here, and I fucking blame Gamefreak absolutely for this bullshit. I fucking hate how they introduced an unbeatable champion in the games that has never lost at all, and then the anime decided to take that up to fucking level 11 and decided, hey, you know what? Leon should be so unbeatable that he makes everyone look like a fucking joke. And I know that there is some speculation coming up that Ash is going to lose to Leon and stuff, but what the hell did Leon ever do to deserve this level of power? It is absolutely baffling that somehow Leon deserves this level. Like, I don't even think I'm looking forward to Ash versus Leon at this point. I don't think... looking at how badly Leon defeated Diantha, I don't think there's any goddamn matchup that can go up against Leon that would ever be hyper excited. I don't care if Red all of a sudden showed up with Mewtwo and somehow was able to sweep Leon up until Charizard. Like, I don't think there's any battle with Leon because of how garbage this episode was that I would ever be hyped for. I am absolutely not looking forward to Ash versus Leon because it's going to be bullshit. Ash is my favorite character in the anime, and if Ash does better than Diantha, I have to call absolute bullshit. And that is a shame because according to the goddamn previews, apparently Dragonite and Gengar are going to suck. One of them might be able to defeat Gastrodon. I'm hoping Dragonite at this particular point, because it deserves something. But I just, given how Ash versus Cynthia is going, how Leon versus Diantha is going, went, I can't. I can't. This tournament was absolute garbage. And I really, really wish that a whole bunch of people just are pissed at the anime. They are. I don't even think they can rectify it at this point. Even if in 9th generation they have another Masters tournament and Diantha does better against Leon, I think it's going to be too little, too damn late, because by the time that happens, it's going to be the end of 9th generation, and it's going to be garbage anyway. Even if Ash isn't necessarily the main character of the anime anymore, at this particular point, I don't see why he wouldn't be, because Leon is unbeatable, and Ash should have no goddamn chance at winning at all. I just... the only thing that I will believe is that people like Leon for his character, his personality traits, his friendliness, his eager to lift people up or whatever, but there is no way that anyone could ever like Leon for being his champion, because there is absolutely nothing positive about Leon's battling style, skills, or whatever. Like, no, like there was a power chart, that people were arguing about, where Leon would have like all these like attack and defense or whatever, and he would have like four of them in stats or whatever, and I think he was had that with Cynthia and Steven or whatever. They all had like 4 points of like high. Like, no, that power chart was a lie. Like, Leon is like twice. Leon's power graph should be like twice as big, and attack and defense should be up there. And then when you go to the other champions that had high scores, including Ash and like surprise and or whatever, and attack and everything, like it's pretty damn clear that the previous power would, like, if it's like 4 levels, like notches or whatever, and then you make that to 8. Ash, Cynthia, and everything, they're only getting 4. Leon is clearly 8 notches of strength at this point. I know that probably doesn't make any sense because there's no visual aid to represent what I'm talking about, but hopefully you'll understand what I'm saying, because I just I cannot I cannot, like, even like well, that's another anime. I don't know if I want to get into that. Like, can I rate this a 0 out of 10? I don't do ratings, but this is clearly a 0 out of 10. I'm sorry, it is that garbage. I really, really never want to see Leon ever again in the anime. And I hope that a whole bunch of anime writers get replaced. Executive producers. Everyone should be replaced, because this episode was not okay. It was like garbage. I guess maybe the episode should get like a 1 or 2 because of Cynthia's backstory, but I Leon is going to be 0. Like, I don't even care how Ash versus Leon goes, because it's going to be absolute bullshit how that goes, and already that battle is going to be a 0 out of 10. There is no way that they can make this up, because again, even though Ash is my favorite character, I'm at least realistic when it comes to Ash. Like, I was upset that he beat Trip Superior in the Unova League because of that absolute garbage that, yeah, Pikachu was knocked out, and it should have been called, but it wasn't. Like, there's no way to make this up. They have failed so hard at this Masters tournament, and I cannot take it serious anymore. The only battle I'm looking forward to this is Ash versus Cynthia. Then I just don't really give a crap about what's going to happen in the rest of the episode. This is, oh my god, I don't know if anyone is ever going to like this outside of the Cynthia backstory, but oh my god, and then I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about the girl being lost either aspect of the episode, but I'm done with Pokemon Journeys. I just want it to end. Like, I'll give Ash versus Cynthia and pray that that's a good battle, even though there are a lot of elements that I'm not going to like about that battle. At least it's going to be good enough. But no, anything with Leon, I want absolutely nothing to do. And again, it's not his characteristics. It's not his personality traits. It's him being unbeatable that I absolutely want nothing to do with anymore. Like, it's a joke. It is absolute a joke, and I don't understand. I'm just done. So, thank you for listening to my rant, and have try and have a good day. I know I'm not. I'm just not. So, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.